Okay, so this is how I sharpen a Tanto blade. Now this is a really funky knife. We'll just pretend that that's not there, and what we have is a normal Tanto blade. And the principles that I'm going to share here work for a lot of different sharpening systems. So just take what I say and think about ways that you can adapt it to your sharpening system. If you've got a rotating clamp system like this, it'll be really easy to see how to do it. Some other systems like the Haltifor systems, where you have a pad that you put the knife onto and it either holds it with magnet or just gravity. It's going to be a little bit trickier, but you can figure out ways to do it. Let's talk about this. And I'm sorry about the noise in this room. It's in the middle of the night. I can't sleep, so I'm going to do this anyways, but it is super cold out right now. So my furnace is right past this piece of wood right there. I'm tapping the venting right there. And yeah, so the furnace is on every once in a while, blowing hot air around the house. So how do you sharpen a Tanto without rounding that corner off right there? Well, this one's got a fairly rounded corner from the factory, so we're just going to pretend it's not rounded, and I'll show you. The first thing is, it's going to take time. Be prepared to spend time to fix this, or to keep it that way. The second thing is, be prepared to spend twice as much time as it normally takes to sharpen a knife. Why? Because the main premise is, sharpen it as if you're sharpening two different knives. You sharpen this edge, and then you sharpen this edge. Or, you sharpen this edge, and then you sharpen that edge. The order you do them in isn't that big a deal. I tend to start at the tip and do the tip edge first, and then I do the main edge. And how do you do that? Well, the first thing I do is I clamp my knife onto my sharpening system so that this edge is perpendicular to my stones, just like it would be when I do that edge. You know, normally a knife blade is held clamped on like this, so I'm going to clamp it like this so that this edge gets sharpened first. So to do that, I've got to clamp it on like this. I can't get it perfect because, you know, my knife handle is going to touch there. But let's see if I got that on screen here. Oh, I can't quite see. Got to stand up here. Yeah, there you go. So that hits there, so I can't quite do it straight. The middle is right here, so close enough. I'll tighten it up right where it's at, right there. And here we go. So there, it's on there nice and tight, and now I sharpen this edge first. Really, if that's all you want to know, you could probably stop watching right now if you've got an idea of how you're going to make this work on your system. I got to tighten this up again. There we go. Just simply do this edge, then that edge. If that makes sense to you and you're good to go, you can be done watching. If you want to watch, keep watching. It's your life, right? Keep watching as long as you want. Soapy water, diamond stones. I got to measure the angle here first. I want to go for 20 degrees on this sucker. So, zero that out. There we go. There we go. 22.5 degrees. That corner was rounded to start with, so it'll still probably be a little rounded when we're done, but it'll be a whole lot better than it was. Put on my stone that I want. Check the angle again, because chances are it's going to be different because this blade edge is not the same distance from the pivot point that the other one was before, that the front of the Tanto was before. So let's check this out. Zero that. And I was doing it at 22.5. See, that's a whole 0.9 difference. So there we go. I've got the angle done, 22.5, and my stone is nice and wet. Nothing special here. I'm just sharpening exactly like I normally would. The only thing I'm being careful of is that I don't slide over this edge and turn my stone a bit. That's going to round that corner. So I'm going to not go past a third of the way over. So here's my stone, and since my corner is on this side, so this side, I'm not going to bring this stone past that corner more than a third of the stone. So at least 2/3 of the stone is weighted over there on this side of the blade. So since the corner's right there, I'm not going to go any further this way. I'm going to make sure I stay over here, because if I go too far that way, chances are very high I'm going to roll it over. And if I roll it over, I'm getting this corner round again. So very, very careful not to bring the stone over too far. Okay, so that looks pretty good to the naked eye, and this corner here looks awesome. All the corners were rounded. I'm going to call this corner 1, 2, and this inside corner 3, and I'll take close-up pictures and show you these. Corner 3 I have not touched at all, and it's going to stay round, but corners 1 and 2 were fairly rounded, and now when I'm done sharpening, these two corners are now fairly square. This corner is not perfect yet. It's going to take a couple more sharpenings. It would require more steel to come off before that corner is super sharp, as in a sharp angle instead of being rounded. The edge itself is sharp all the way along. So that's all it takes. Sharpening a Tanto, it really is one simple thing. Sharpen it as though it's two different knives. Sharpen one side, sharpen one knife first, sharpen the other knife second, and make sure you don't overlap the two. And that really covers it. Sorry if this video is too long for some of you guys. Some of you guys just like to be right to the point and be done. Other guys really like nice extended explanations, so I go for the extended, and people can always watch less. But you can't watch more if it's not there. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, guys, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb.